Right now at 6, Republican Senate candidate Eric Hovde participates in the Americans for Pharma Reform Town Hall.
And Wisconsin State Patrol hosts an open house for people interested in a career in law enforcement.
Watching WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozorowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. Battleground state governors are stopping in La Crosse for a Blue Wall bus tour. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers and Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer are continuing a tour that began yesterday in Green Bay with Tim Walz. The three-day tour across Wisconsin speaks to Midwestern voters about the importance of getting out to vote in the final weeks leading up to the election.
This is our future, and this election for presidents every 4 years, and getting people jazzed up about the race and getting them out to vote.
The governors also made stops in Eau Claire, Hudson, Portage, and Madison today. The tour concludes tomorrow in Mequon, a largely Republican suburb near Milwaukee.
Republican Senate candidate Eric Hovde is advocating for lowering medication costs. Hovde took part in an Americans for Pharma Reform Town Hall this afternoon in Eau Claire. Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton joined him for the event. The two discussed what the Senate could do to lower the cost of medications and help Americans save money. Hovde criticized pharmaceutical companies for advertising their medications and says there's a number of ways to reduce the cost of prescription drugs.
I think we need to speed up the process to get more generics put into the market. I think we need to look at the length of time it takes to go through a phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 drug trial. I think we need to look at the marketing dollars that Big Pharma is spending.
In a recent op-ed, Hovde wrote that the Affordable Care Act is to blame for rising health care costs, adding today that the program needs significant restructuring. Today's town hall was part of Americans for Pharma Reform's Big Pharma bus tour in Wisconsin. According to the group's website, they've had recent tours in other swing states like Arizona and Michigan.
Well, the chillier weather is definitely here. I gotta say, it's a little weird waking up in the morning and having to immediately throw on a sweater. It's like that time of year
It's
again.
that time
It's
of year.
crazy.
It is, but the good news is you won't need it for much longer. We have warmer overnight lows temperatures coming, but not tonight. Tonight's probably going to be the coldest air that we've seen for many of the areas. So there's a freeze warning in effect for the conditions getting below 28. The counties not listed or shaded there have already seen their growing season end, so no more freeze or frost advisories will be out for that point. But really, we're going to see it. Otherwise, this evening, kind of still chilly. That wind will begin to die down a little bit this evening. Temperatures getting into the upper 30s with clearing skies for La Crosse. Same story for Eau Claire, too. The winds have been about 10 to 15 this afternoon. Will begin to die down, become calm, and already approaching 32 overnight. Now, there's your observed highs that we had today, upper 40s to near 50. Overall departure of average, yeah, about 6 to 7 degrees below average. Maybe not quite that 10 to 15 we saw a couple days ago, but overall still below average. Now, radar right now shows not much in the way of clouds, just a few clouds out there, but overall upper 40s to low 50s. We've kind of dropped off, but we're going to start dropping off quickly as the sun sets. The only positive news towards the morning is the winds are going to be turned around to the south, but that's not going to stop these temperatures from falling back into the teens in some areas, including Sparta and Black River Falls, may actually get down into the 20s. So the good news is if you want above average in 70s, they're coming back, and that includes the weekend too. So, but we do have some issues to deal with before that happens, and I'll break that down a bit later.
Issues, okay.
All right. Thank you, Greg.
Innovation and artificial intelligence take center stage as the 2024 Wisconsin Economic Summit kicks off at the La Crosse Center. Over the next 2 days, business leaders and policymakers are gathering to explore how cutting-edge technologies are reshaping Wisconsin's economy. La Crosse Mayor Mitch Reynolds joins the lineup of keynote speakers, highlighting innovations that are making a difference in Wisconsin.
Thinking about innovation that is practical and makes sense for Wisconsinites. So whether it's innovations in the new energy economy, whether it's innovation in how to redevelop a piece of property, or we're even talking about how chambers of commerce are thinking differently about their membership and how to serve them.
Tomorrow, the summit shifts its focus to the future of the state's economy, specifically how AI and other cutting-edge technologies are set to revolutionize Wisconsin's economy.
Wisconsin has more than 100,000 visually impaired residents. Today, La Crosse is recognizing them with White Cane Safety Day. Mayor Mitch Reynolds made the proclamation at City Hall this morning. It's part of a national effort to highlight safety for visually impaired pedestrians. Congress established this day in 1964 to raise awareness about white cane laws and pedestrian safety measures.
For me, it means independence and freedom to move about my community. Whether I'm utilizing a white cane or my guide dog.
Reynolds also declared October as Pedestrian Safety Month, an opportunity to implement safety features like sidewalks, accessible pedestrian signals, and curb ramps.
Today, UWL is celebrating philanthropy with the 5th annual One Day for UWL fundraiser. The 24-hour event invites students, staff, and community members to support various campus programs through donations. Since its inception, the initiative has raised nearly $1.3 million. The UWL Alumni and Friend Foundation's giving coordinator says community support is essential.
It's wonderful. It's great. It really takes all of us coming together in order to make a difference. So it's super rewarding to see people as young as the Child Care Center and even our retirees coming out to celebrate this day.
The fundraiser continues through tomorrow at the La Crosse Center. If you would like to donate, you can bring in a check to the UWL Alumni and Friends Foundation in the Cleary Center or donate online. We'll have that link available on our digital platforms.
The Wisconsin State Patrol welcomed community members at an open house in Tomah today. Attendees were encouraged to get involved and learn more about what troopers do. Staff demonstrated their specialty vehicles and equipment, and the open house also offered an opportunity for those interested in a career in law enforcement to talk about statewide job opportunities.
I think the State Patrol provides a lot of opportunities. We're the best agency in the state. We have opportunities from trooper, inspector, TRU, dog handler, pilot. We have dispatchers, our radio techs, our chem test technicians. We have a lot of different opportunities.
Certified car seat technicians also offered free car seat checks and installation assistance, along with demonstrations of drones and a seatbelt convincer for kids to show the benefits of buckling up. La Crosse police are introducing their newest canine to the community.
Grace Monk got up close and personal to introduce us to Hank.
Ken and Emily, unlike the police department's first therapy dog, Cheddar, Hank is going to hang out a little closer to home. Meet Hank, the La Crosse Police Department's newest member. Hank is the department's second therapy dog. His job is to hang out at the station and provide relief to LCPD officers and staff. A Western Wisconsin dog breeding company donated both dogs to help La Crosse's Officer Wellness Initiative.
Our environment can be high stress as police professionals, and those canines just really kind of help bring a calm to the situation or to what people are dealing with.
Although Hank is still shy and timid, the police department is sure he'll adjust in no time. In La Crosse, Grace Monk, News 8 Now.
Thank you, Grace. LCPD also has 5 canines that specialize in drug detection, suspect tracking, and apprehension.
A local plumbing service is celebrating 30 years of service with a project targeting food insecurity. Throughout the month of October, Maxwell White Plumbing is holding their inaugural food drive in association with the Hunger Task Force of La Crosse. The company is asking people to drop off non-perishable food items at their West Salem location, with each donation over 6 items, including with a $15 discount on services, and an additional $15 directly supporting the Hunger Task Force. Bill White says battling food insecurity is nothing new to the company.
We have donated to Hunger Task Force in the past, and talking with their people, they said this is the time of year they really could use the help. So we just thought it was a good opportunity to make that happen.
Maxwell White will match any donation made through the Hunger Task Force website that checks the Maxwell White box. We'll have a link to that on our digital platforms.
On the rise.
Health officials are warning about accelerating cases of whooping cough in the U.S.
From cozy breakfast nooks to formal dining areas, Ashley has versatile dining options that fit any space and style, starting at just $499.99. And receive a $250 mattress credit with the purchase of any 6-piece bedroom set. Only at Ashley. Shop more deals in-store and online.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Toyland has made wishes come true for over 6 decades. Toyland is now open, and we have unbeatable celebration savings throughout the store. Like these Tomy vehicles, buy one, get one half price. Easy Heat fuel pellets, $4.99. Rewards members pay $4.69. And 1 pound bags of Blaine's jelly slices, $1.89 each. Plus, donate a new unwrapped toy to Kids Helping Kids, and we'll match donations up to $250,000. Don't miss Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Toyland celebration, going on now.
My name is Bill. I am retired. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I live here in Wisconsin. I am not a political person, but Eric Hovde doesn't understand how important Social Security and Medicare are around here. I'm on Social Security, and Hovde said he absolutely supported cuts to Social Security and Medicare. Imagine working longer, paying into the system, and then poof, you're paying your bills with less. He knows it. Cutting Social Security and Medicare will cost us. He just doesn't care.
When Senate is responsible for the content of this message.
Kamala Harris is going to significantly raise taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up?
Kamala's plan will raise families' taxes by nearly $2,600 a year. Under Kamala, prices have already soared. Now she'd make it worse with even higher taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up?
President Trump will cut taxes again. No taxes on tips, overtime, or Social Security.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
I'm Stacy Klein. As a volleyball mom, I remember looking forward to our week for team snacks. But now even the generic brands are expensive. And while career politicians are busy pointing fingers and bickering, Wisconsin families are still suffering. That's why I'm running for state senate, to lower the cost of living, cut taxes, and get Madison back to working as a team again. Because Western Wisconsin families are tired of settling for generic brands and generic politicians.
The Harris-Baldwin border policy puts Wisconsin families at risk. 2 children stabbed to death, an illegal alien charged with their murder, a mother sexually assaulted, her daughter abused, a Venezuelan gang member here illegally charged.
I think we're probably spending too much, throwing too much money on our southern border.
Tammy Baldwin's wrong on the border, and Wisconsin families are paying the price. Restoration PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Looking for a better night's sleep? Ashley Sleep offers 3 different mattress lines for every body, from soft, cloud-like comfort to firm next-level support. Or wake up on the bright side of the bed with a Nectar mattress starting at $7.99. Now available at Ashley. Shop more deals in-store and online.
Health officials are warning about accelerating cases of whooping cough in the U.S., many among school-aged children. The CDC says there have been about 4 times as many cases of the contagious respiratory infection this year compared to last year.
Complications can include pneumonia, collapsed lungs, or even rib fracture due to the severity of coughing. But people who are vaccinated are much less likely to get infected.
Vaccination is key. Infant vaccination, childhood, adolescent, and then all of we adults should be getting our every 10-year vaccination against tetanus, diphtheria, and whooping cough. And of course, people who are pregnant are getting vaccinated during every pregnancy. Part of their protection goes through the placenta into that newborn baby and provides protection before we can actually vaccinate the baby.
Most cases of whooping cough are treatable with antibiotics. We'll have more news ahead.
But first,
definitely warmer conditions coming for the second half of the work week, but also the wind is going to be picking up. I'll break down what that means for the fire danger in the area coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
I've met so many people in western Wisconsin looking for a change. We need fresh ideas to tackle the issues families are facing every day. Inflation, healthcare costs, tax relief. In November, vote for someone putting in the legwork to find solutions. Vote Ryan Hipsch for Assembly.
Ever have one of those days? Yeah, one of those days. We're here to make your day brighter. Q Ultra's A+ accounts, turning bad days into A+ days. Say hello to convenience and security with online and mobile banking, contactless debit cards, and mobile wallet. Plus, better rates, no minimum balance, and no fees. Make every day an A+ day. Open your account online today or stop by your local Ultra office. Ultra Federal Credit Union, helping you live your best life, one stress-free day at a time.
Politics these days stinks. Too much hot air, and you know what else.
But I'm no stranger to putting in a hard day's work and getting the job done. I have a history of bipartisan accomplishments. It's a hard job, but I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty. I can reach across the aisle and pass good bills just as easily as I can walk across the barnyard with my shovel. So whether it's doing chores on the farm or passing bills in Madison, I'm Steve Doyle, and I'm ready to get back to work for you.
I served in the United States Navy to protect and honor my country, so it makes me sick to know it. But our Congressman, Derek Van Orden, participated in January 6th, the deadly Capitol attack where 140 police officers were injured and 5 ultimately died. Van Orden was there. Then he lied about it until social media posts proved Van Orden was there. As rioters attacked it, he dishonored our country. Derek Van Orden doesn't belong in Congress.
Vote Vets is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Steve Doyle says,
I'm working for you.
Unless, of course, you're a senior on fixed income or middle-class family. Steve Doyle voted against bipartisan tax relief to help you with rising costs. Steve Doyle, playing political games, not working for us.
Yeah, we're going to see some changes for the second half of the work week and into the weekend that if you like the warm, mild conditions are going to be returning. In the meantime, we're still in the influences of this large low that really has set over the northeast of the U.S. You can see the northerly flow coming across. Any precipitation really has been about Lake Michigan. They've actually seen some thunderstorms and yesterday even a few water spouts with this too. Really cold air mass that's settled overhead, but it's beginning to shift east and out to the west. If you look, as we've seen quite a bit this summertime, the jet has begun to push all the way to the north out to the west. We're going to see this pattern shift over our area over the next day and a half. So we're going to see warmer conditions, and eventually the system that's hitting the Pacific Northwest and the West Coast eventually will impact our area, but it won't be until Thursday, late Thursday into Friday. Right now, we still got the freeze potential tonight. Looks like this will be the coldest temperatures we've had for a lot of areas for the season. 20s, maybe even some upper teens for some areas. Milder on Wednesday, we'll get those temperatures more to where we should be, upper 50s, low 60s, lighter winds. The winds will actually turn around to the south. And then I was looking at windy and dry as that system out to the west begins to approach into the Intermountain Plains. The winds ahead of it are really going to start picking up, and we're going to start warming up too. There's where your freeze warnings are. As I mentioned earlier, outside of this area, they've already seen the freeze. The growing season's done with. We won't not see any freeze or frost issues probably until we get to next spring when we'll be dealing with that once again. But overall, there's your temperatures. 20s, Sparta, Black River Falls, some of the colder spots that we typically had could get down into the upper teens in some areas. So definitely will be the coldest night for most of the area as you wake up. Now the good news is the winds turn around to the south-southwest. We're going to start seeing temperatures warm up a little bit, upper 50s, low 60s, so it should be a pleasant day overall. Thursday, the winds start picking up. That'll be the main story. It'll help make these temperatures get more into the mid to upper 60s. Probably could see a few areas maybe get close to 70 here, but the bigger worry will be the wind because right now we've had an extended dry period. In fact, La Crosse is almost 3 inches below average since the 1st of September. We've had a frost or freeze, so the fuels are dead. We're talking about the brush and grass. Now we're going to get to a warm and windy stretch. So this pattern is a really good recipe to see fire dangers start coming up, and that's what we're going to be seeing as we get to Thursday and Friday. There's your current fire danger right now that could change, especially as you further east, but right now the worst of the conditions are west of the Mississippi as we go on. As we look at the wind speeds, 10 to 15 in the morning Thursday. By the afternoon time frame, that's when you're definitely going to see 15 to 20, even 20 to 25, especially further northeast. If you look at the relative humidity, it's going to start off in the 40s to 50s, but by the afternoon, we're looking in the low to mid 20s, maybe even some upper teens. So very dry atmosphere along with gusty winds, dry conditions leads to a fire danger that could get a little bit elevated, especially further west you go. So we'll keep an eye on that for Thursday. If you like the warm temps, they continue through the weekend. In fact, we might get to the upper 70s by Sunday, lighter winds, so it should be a really nice, mild, warm weekend. And then we start cooling back down to the middle 50s as we go towards next week. The problem is we just don't see any rainfall, and all these systems that come through tend to fall apart, and we see a little bit of a temperature change, sometimes not even any temperature change, but no precipitation. So it's going to get quite dry. We're in a stretch, and it looks like it continues through next week.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Coming up next in sports, hunting for some birdies. Results from the final round of girls state golf over at University Ridge. Plus, a former standout guard returns to his alma mater as an assistant coach for the upcoming hoops season. Jacob is up next.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
My name is Bill. I am retired. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I live here in Wisconsin. I am not a political person, but Eric Hovde doesn't understand how important Social Security and Medicare are around here. I'm on Social Security, and Hovde said he absolutely supported cuts to Social Security and Medicare. Imagine working longer, paying into the system, and then poof, you're paying your bills with less. He knows it. Cutting Social Security and Medicare will cost us. He just doesn't care.
WinSenate is responsible for the content of this message.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
I'm sick and tired of getting ripped off by career politicians. And Tammy Baldwin, she's one of the worst. Baldwin's in bed with Wall Street. While she sleeps in her girlfriend's $1 million condo in New York City, Wisconsin families are getting hammered by high inflation and handouts for illegal immigrants. Tammy and her girlfriend are living large while Wisconsin families foot the bill. Frankly, it's time for Tammy Baldwin to go.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. Join my team and give today.
Liberal Rebecca Cook. She's cooked up quite a story about herself. The truth? Cook is a slick political operative who pocketed almost $200 grand electing Democrat extremists. Cook supported radicals pushing open borders, defunding police, and ending cash bail. No wonder New York radical AOC is spending big money to elect phonies like Cook. Rebecca Cook. A liberal recipe for disaster. Strategic Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
Today was the final round at University Ridge Golf Course in girls state golf action. We had 2 area golfers in the top 10 yesterday, so let's see how they finished. In Division 1, Holman's Gianna Palm couldn't match her performance from Monday as she was 12 shots worse, finishing at 24 over par and tied for 26th place out of 78 golfers. And in Division 2, Tennyson Makepeace of Aquinas held steady in her spot, finishing at 7th place overall, shooting a 92 overall today. She scored better than 32 other golfers. A big congratulations to those ladies on great performances. Some news in the college hoops world today. Former Caledonia and Winona State hoop star Owen King is returning to be an assistant with the Warriors beginning the season. That is the Winona State Warriors, that is, since there's a couple Warriors. King was a 4-time first-team all-conference performer with Caledonia and scored 2,400 points in high school. He began his collegiate career at South Dakota State before transferring to Winona State, where he played for 3 years. King was an assistant on the Caledonia boys varsity team last year. The Badger football team is riding a 2-game win streak as they throttled Rutgers this past Saturday. Next up, a trip to Northwestern. Wisconsin has focused on getting the run game going, accounting for 537 yards the past 2 weeks. 4 different players have made it to the end zone in those contests, including freshman Darian Dupree, who got his first career score against the Scarlet Knights. And Dupree says the secret to the success lately begins during the week.
Really, just having a strong week of practice. That's really the main thing. Like Coach Longo just says, a strong week of practice, and then it's just go turn out and we go play hard in the game. So just practice like how you play. So that's what we did.
And it's a homecoming for Dupree as he grew up about 30 minutes from Northwestern's campus. UW will look to avenge their 24-10 loss to the Wildcats in 2023. And to hear more from Darian, check out the Wisconsin Huddle this Friday at 6:30 on News 8. And it's a reunion in the NFL, as earlier today it was reported that Davante Adams was traded to the New York Jets. In Adams and Aaron Rodgers' final 4 seasons together in Green Bay, the star wideout averaged 119 receptions, 1,463 yards and 14.5 touchdown catches per season. In return, the Raiders will receive a conditional third-round pick. So interesting stuff there. We'll see if it works, but you kind of feel good for Davante being able to leave Vegas because that was a tough.
He was not a happy camper. I mean, they shipped out the guy that went to them to play for. He wanted to play with Derek Carr, who he played with in college, and that didn't last very long. So something to look forward to now with Aaron.
That's
nice little reunion.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Okay, we'll have another look at your forecast right after this.
Chart your career with a fabricator position at Chart Industries. Starting wage up to $30 per hour with no experience necessary. Excellent pay and awesome benefits. Apply now at jobs.chartindustries.com.
These Baldwin ads are nasty.
I can't stand them.
She never tells the truth. Now she says Eric Hovde wants to raise the retirement age.
That's malarkey.
I saw in the news Social Security will be going bankrupt in 8 years.
Are you kidding? We need Social Security.
You're surprised? Washington spends money like crazy.
And Baldwin supports all of it.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
You better get a job.
You get a job.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Toyland has made wishes come true for over 6 decades. Toyland is now open, and we have unbeatable celebration savings throughout the store. Like this Barbie and convertible or remote control SUV, $19.99. Extra laundry detergent, 4 for $10. These women's CGCG shirts, just $19.99. Plus, make your holiday wish list on the Farm and Fleet app for a chance to win up to $1,000. Don't miss Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Toyland celebration, going on now.
Racist and offensive. Ryan Hipsch's social media history tells us who he really is. In one post, Hipsch said that he wanted a hat with the N-word embroidered on it. In another, Hipsch aims a rifle and comments that he can't wait to kill Muslims using a slur. Then wrote, LOL, that was racist. And that's just the beginning. Hipsch's social media posts are full of degrading terms for women and people with disabilities. Tell Ryan Hipsch that his agenda is too extreme for the Cooley region.
Chart your career with a fabricator position at Chart Industries. Starting wage up to $30 per hour with no experience necessary. Excellent pay and awesome benefits. Apply now at jobs.chartindustries.com.
All right, you definitely wake up, freezing conditions, 20s for most areas, but it is improving. You want warmer conditions? We have them coming with the 70s, definitely by Friday.
All righty. Thanks for joining us tonight at 6.
We'll see you at 10.